We're going here. This is time.
Tell me something good. I'm not ready.
Alessandra, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you.
It's one of my favorite opportunities is to sit down and chat with you. You're my favorite runner, my favorite person because you're my wife, and...
Because you're your wife.
One of the... I mean, that's just a plus. And you're sexy.
Wow. You always embarrass me when you say stuff like that on your podcast. No one wants to hear that.
You guys are... Sorry. You're going to have to hear that.
Oh, my gosh.
But I wanted to have you here today because you and I, we talk about running quite a bit. And we've actually had some questions from listeners and other people about how do you start running? If you really wanted to, it's just one foot in front of the other quickly. And that's the end of the episode, guys. Thank you so much.
That's how you do it.
No, but seriously, I mean, it is like, it's a, what's the word? Intimidating thing sometimes. Like you see everyone on social media posting like all these different runs that they're doing, their tempos, their paces, their races, like the marathons, whatever. And it can feel like, oh man, like there's no way I can start. It can feel like it's a lot. I definitely felt that way. I don't know if you did when you first started your journey, but it's hard in the beginning to be able to, there we go. It's hard in the beginning to be able to like find that rhythm that works for you and allow you to stay consistent. So hopefully with what we talk about today, it's going to at least enlighten you a little bit if you want to start running. If you're currently in the beginning phases, maybe this will help a little bit. And if you're a veteran and, top of the line runner, who knows? Maybe a couple things that we say will help today. So
Sweet.
I want to ask you a question. I'd like you to kick this off, and I didn't have you prepare anything, so I really apologize. But let me kick it off by asking.
Okay.
When did we actually start running together?
Is this a trick question?
No. When did we start running together?
We ran together one time. You mean like both of us be running?
Yeah.
I was like, we never go on runs together. I guess technically January of 2023.
Yes, that's what I had too.
Okay, so
the Team
you
10
were
race.
Testing me.
I wasn't testing, but I had an answer for myself. I wanted to see what you would say. Because,
Okay.
we had a run together like 4 weeks ago, you and I.
Yeah, and that's rare. Like, well, I guess that one's an actual race, but we never go on like runs together.
No, 4 weeks ago. Remember we were in Draper?
Yeah, that's rare.
That is kind of rare.
Oh yeah. That's the only time we've ever done that, actually.
Yeah, well, either way, it's kind of interesting, that story, because when I ran that 2023 Team Tim, I was like, I'm just going to, I really wanted to impress you. It was like, I'm starting to date this girl. I really want her to see that I'm just a champion. So
so ridiculous.
I pushed myself really hard. And after that, I kind of got the bug. I don't know what it was, but it was like,
I think you probably realized that you were good.
Well, I think, not that I was good, but I realized that I had potential, and I realized that there was still a lot more to give. And that was at a time when I was listening to Jocko, Cam Haynes, and Nick Bear, all those guys, like very religiously. And I wanted to try out what they were saying, really. And, I tried out what Jocko talked about with discipline early on in my life and saw the benefits from that. And I was like, okay, well, if I start running, maybe I'll see some of these benefits that, Nick Bear and Cameron Haynes and Sally McRae, all these people who I look up to now, that they talk about. That's kind of what started it. But you've kept going too. You haven't stopped.
Well, technically, I've been trying to run since 2019, just because that's when we started doing our half marathons. But never was I running consistently. Up in 2023 was the first time, like that whole year, I ran consistently for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And I imagine the huge motivation is that you were starting to run. And so I guess we both motivated each other to be running.
Yeah.
And that was very helpful. Of course, we do a half marathon every year for my dad, but I would just show up and run it, and it was horrible. So I think I realized that because I was training, the half marathon was so much more bearable.
Yeah.
And I was doing so much better that I was like, oh, okay, maybe if I don't stop, life's better. And that's ended up being true.
Always does, right? It's crazy. But at the beginning, like one thing, especially when I think about people who want to start running or people in the early phases, even myself at the beginning, I hear this all the time. Like, I hate running. I'm not a runner. Mm-hmm. Did you ever go through that?
Yeah.
How'd you get over it?
I still have a hard time saying, I still won't even say I'm a runner.
That's ridiculous.
It's hard for me to accept that because I feel like I have an image in my mind of what a runner is, and they're like loving it, and they like are flawlessly doing it and have great form and sponsored or all these crazy things. And I'm just out there like doing the action. Now, obviously, I know that doing the action equals you are that person.
Yeah.
But it's still hard for me to say just because I've never identified as it. However, for people who are telling themselves they're not a runner, I feel like so many things are just your mindset. I'm like, okay, if you're telling yourself, that means you're not going to do it. That means you're not a runner. You're right.
Yeah.
But the action leads to you becoming that.
It goes back to that thing James Clear talks about a lot is identity, like identifying with a habit. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite stories comes from his book where he talks about the overweight guy who goes to the gym.
Right.
He just goes in the parking lot, but he went to the gym. Right. He's like, I went to the gym today. And it just continues to, to the point to where he's staying there for a couple hours and he lost all this weight. But it started from a very small action where he's like, hey, I went to the gym. And shout out to Dina and Carmen too, because they've both said this, like, oh, I'm just doing the 10K for Team Tim or whatever. And they've both said this to me, like, I'm not a runner. And it's like, you're literally doing the thing. Mm-hmm. You're a runner. It doesn't matter. Right. If it was like what you were saying, like you're only a runner if you're sponsored, if you're doing these big races, if your form's perfect, then I think that number would be in the hundreds of thousands. Mm-hmm. Like there wouldn't be a lot of runners in the world. I wouldn't be a runner. I'm not sponsored. I don't have perfect form.
One thing, as you're talking about that, it reminds me of, say I'm not a runner. I think a lot of people don't want to be runners. Everyone knows running sucks. It's not fun. Like the reason we run is because it teaches you how to overcome hard things. Yes, you feel great after and it is worth it. Same with lifting, same with a lot of other stuff. But I think a lot of people don't want to be like, I'm a runner. Like no one wants to do the hard thing. Okay. That's like, I feel like that's such a common thing.
No one wants to be identified as a runner because
they don't want to go run.
Because they don't want to run.
I think a lot of people just don't want to run because it's hard and it takes so much time.
Yeah.
Right. And I was thinking about, like just now as you were talking, I saw a TikTok today and they're like interviewing people that are running the New York Marathon.
Yes, I like this.
Yeah, so cool. And everyone's like, the interviewer was asking everybody's why. Like, what are you doing out here? Like, why are you running the New York Marathon? And everyone had a reason, like, oh, my dad had cancer. Oh, I'm running to be a good example to my kid. Oh, I'm running because I want to show myself that I can do hard things and overcome difficulties. And I think when people are like, oh, no, I don't run. I don't want to be a runner. Like, one, they say that because it's hard. But two, though, I think the way to get over it is to be like, find your why.
Absolutely.
If you're not that person that like is so excited to put on your tennis shoes, like I am not that person. Like, unless the weather is unbelievable. Like, it has to be like a 12 out of 10 stunning day.
I'm not that person.
And then, I know, but I feel like you overall can say you like running.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say that very well. I have a hard time. I hesitate to say that. but, like, if you're not that person, it's like, I have to run every day or I just feel gross. And, like, I was talking to her sister-in-law and she was saying she sent me a meme and was saying how if she doesn't go to the gym, she's, like, crazy and grumpy and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't notice the difference. I wish I saw that big of a difference when I went to the gym versus when I didn't.
Really?
And I feel like the same thing with running. It's like, yes, I feel better. And overall, I can see that over a long period of time that I've been running.
Yeah.
But I think I have to have a why because I'm not the one that's like waking up like super early because I can't wait to get outside and go run, So for me, I think having greater purpose is really what helps me overcome the idea of the whole identity thing.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that you said that I really like. I really like it, but I want to focus on that why piece because when you start running, the excuses are going to outweigh the reasons.
Oh, for sure.
And like you'll find every excuse in the book. Like, oh, I had a run yesterday. My legs are still tired. Like maybe I need to recover. I'm going to recover. Or didn't get a good night's sleep last night. Like, whatever. The excuses are endless. But I argue also, and I was thinking about this today because I have a story to tell, the reasons are also endless to run. And when I was at the gym today, I've just been tired the past few days. Like, went up to Utah, packed, traveled down yesterday, drove the car down all day, been working all day. And then when I was at the gym, I lifted and felt pretty good. And then I ran, and it was one of those runs that, like, I was running and I was like, it's only been 4 minutes. Like, and then I like kept going. Did you get him?
No.
I was getting a bug.
It's a mosquito and I had to kill it. Carry on.
Yeah, you do your thing. And anyway, so like it was one of those runs that just like time was ticking by very slowly.
Feels like you're going through mud.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like in that moment, I thought of those excuses. I was like, maybe I just need to rest. I'm pretty tired. Like, I haven't had a lot of sleep this weekend. I've been sleeping really bad. Like, maybe still I'm recovering from the 50K. Like, I was coming up with these ideas. But then, like, very quickly, I was reminded, like, hey, you have a body that's strong enough. And it goes back to my why, which is, like, I know what it's like to not do that when I was sick. And I was like, I am fortunate enough to be able to be in this position where I can work my body the way that I am. And I'm not injured. I'm not hurt. I'm not passing out. And so if I can handle the discomfort, I'm going to keep going. And that's what I just kept telling myself. Is like, hey, remember where you were. Remember that there's people who can't, and shut up and get the run done. Like, stick to the plan. And that's what got me through today. But it's like what you said, it's going back to that why. Because when I remember the why, the excuses dissipate. Like, it's like, yeah, they're still there. It still beckons to me. The comfort beckons to me. But I just don't give it the time of day. I don't listen to it, and I don't let it be an option to quit.
I like that.
Now I just went on a tangent.
You're better than me. I'm like, oh, I'm right about that. Okay, I'll walk.
I mean, everyone deals with it, and everyone has a different talk track, and that's fine. And I'm not saying you have to, like, endure the things that I do. I'm also training for a 50-mile race.
Right.
So it's like a different thing that I'm trying to do. But just something to think about. And in the beginning, you make a lot of mistakes when you're running. Do you remember any mistakes that you made? Any beginning running mistakes?
Probably all the mistakes I could have made. I'm trying to think of, like, I think hydration is a big one for me that I miss. Because if I don't feel thirsty, I feel like I don't need water.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's not the case, and how your body functions so highly of every liquid you put in you.
That's crazy.
So that's actually a lesson I think I've learned mainly, like, recently for the 50K specifically too, of how much hydration I actually needed, because I've been cramping up really bad.
Yeah.
Also,
Mine's
shoes. Sorry, I didn't mean
No, go ahead.
Also, shoes. I had the same running shoes for like 5 years, and it wasn't until you're buying new shoes. I'm like, oh, I kind of want new shoes,
Yeah.
So, like, trying to pick correct shoes for me.
Shoes will make or break you.
How do you pick your shoes?
I mean, I just, this is actually a great topic for beginners too. I chose shoes that looked really cool when I was first started. And like during the Team Tim race, I had no idea what the shoe was. I thought it looked cool. It was cheap, and I ran in it. I think it was like a Saucony something. And then for my marathon that year, I found these other Sauconys, and I wore Sauconys because Nick Bear wore Sauconys. And so, like, I found these ones that were called, like, Endorphin Max. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. That's got to be good for speed. They ruined my feet.
Really?
Like, my feet have never hurt more than after that first marathon. And it was because the toes were so narrow. I wore, like, a size 12 because people were like, yeah, you got to go lower in size.
I've never heard that before.
Well, I know. And I was listening to the wrong people. And anyways, it destroyed my feet. So now what I do is there's this running store in Orem, Utah.
There's also one over in Arizona as well.
Yeah, there's a couple places like this, but basically what it is, it's a running store that you go to and you can try on the shoes. They would have you test them, like you'd probably run around a little track or something like that, or on a treadmill, just to get an idea of how your feet feel in them, because that truly is like such a big deal. Understanding like what your foot shape is. Like, don't go on Amazon and buy the shoes that have highest reviews. Like, they might look cool, they might do fine for you, but if you want the best results, go and get your feet put in a couple different pairs and try them out at the stores.
Also, with the running on the treadmill at the running store, a lot of times they'll have a camera on your feet. So they're watching to see if your ankles are rolling one way or the other and how you're stepping. I think that's what really helped me is how I came to know that I need a more structured shoe.
Yeah.
Because my ankles roll fast. Easy.
All that just to help prevent injury.
Exactly.
So,
and I've noticed that a big difference. And I had Hoka's for a minute, and they were just too soft. I can imagine them being comfortable if you're a nurse on your feet all day long and things like that. For me, it was like too cushiony.
Yeah.
Didn't do it for me. And so like doing that trial and error in
Right.
the beginning for me.
And like Andy Glaze wears Hoka's. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, it's just different feet.
Yeah.
My biggest mistake was fuel. So kind of like yours with hydration, but it's confession time with Brett here. When I first started training on my long runs, and if Jackie's listening to this, I'm really sorry, but I did not want to eat around my long runs. Like I've had an eating disorder, and I was like, no, like I don't want to eat those carbs because I've heard so many times like, oh, carbs make you fat. I'm like, I'm not going to eat those carbs. Little did I know that carbs are the preferred fuel source that your body uses during runs. So I remember just feeling tired and weak during my long runs. I would get to mile 10 and always find an excuse to quit. And really, it wasn't until this training block, because during my first ultra, I didn't eat anything during that race, but I was also throwing up. But like even during the long runs, I would have like one goo.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so I just had this weird thing about eating food. That's really it. Like I was worried about calories. I didn't want to get fat. And come to find out, after trial and error, carbs are your best friend if you're a runner. And it doesn't even be anything crazy. Like the only time I go crazy on carbs really is when I'm carb loading. But now, like, I eat candy during my long runs. I will eat a big meal the night before. I'll wake up and have some sort of breakfast or some kind of snack, and it keeps me going. And it's like, I feel a lot stronger on the runs. I feel like I can keep going. I feel like my body's able to handle a lot more. And it's just because of this stupid little thing that I thought I was better than. Like the fact that, hey, you know, I don't have to eat. I'm Brett. It's pretty stupid. But it's like, no, I have to be humble. I have to realize that, like, I'm not some kind of superhuman. And if David Goggins has to eat during races and so do Annie Glaze, then I probably do too.
Let me ask you this. Because, like, how much carbs should you be eating for how long you're going? Because a lot of new runners, they're probably hitting like 3 miles on their long runs, 5 miles on their long runs. And so it's like, I don't imagine that they need to have a buttload of candy and a loaf of bread before a 5 miler. So like, how do you determine how much carbs you need depending on how far you're going? It's
a great question. So the rule of thumb for like ultra marathon runnings and endurance athletes is 60 to 90 grams of carbs per hour. Along that, it's like 250 milliliters of water and 250 milligrams of sodium per hour.
So it's not how far you're going, it's how long you're out there.
Usually it's how long. And so like, but if someone wanted to, you know, feel good on a 5K, like one of my favorite things to do is before I go to the gym or anything like that, if I'm going on a long run, my favorite two things I go to are sourdough bread baked by
Yours
Alessandra.
Truly.
And bananas. Those two things. Like I'll have one or the other. If it's a very long run, I'll combine them. But like if you're going on a 3 to 5 mile run, you probably don't need a lot of carbs before. My only advice to that would be eat some protein afterwards. Like have a protein shake, eat a good meal, because protein after a run will help with recovery. And go listen to my podcast with Spencer Walker, because he's a medical doctor who studies this stuff.
Med student.
He's a med student. Thank you.
Don't get clocked on that.
But anyways, he talked about like the protein synthesis that happens post recovery with adding protein to your diet. So it's an interesting thing, but like nutrition wise, if you're going for anything longer than an hour and you feel like you need something, by all means do it. But 60 to 90 grams an hour is probably where you want to stay. And I know it sounds like a lot. Like that's 60 grams is probably like 3 bananas. I think a banana is like 27 grams of carbs, so maybe a little less. But anyways, like have a little snack before you go. You want fast digesting carbs, so you want to avoid things like oatmeal. Like what you really want is things that are going to get into your bloodstream pretty quickly.
So if you just ChatGPT like fast carbs, that's what you want before?
I think I might have pulled some examples if I was smart enough. Let me see.
Sounds like a banana before. Depends on how long you're running. Then you can consider 60 grams of carbs.
I didn't, but apparently I wrote my supplements down.
Oh,
so
hilarious.
For my supplements, I take creatine. I highly recommend creatine to anybody. It helps with your energy, and it also helps with brain function. There's actually some really cool studies that are coming out about creatine's effect on cognition. So pretty interesting. I take trace minerals, zero light electrolytes. Those are filled with 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 400 milligrams of potassium, and 80 milligrams of magnesium. And they are my favorite so far. Like I've been a big Element guy my entire life until about a year ago.
I remember that.
And then Trace Minerals came in and took it. So I also take glucosamine for my joints. Super helpful. And then a mushroom complex, a D3 pill, and a couple other things I got to take. But it's not magic, but I feel like it really does help my body recover just a little bit more. Anything to add to that?
I don't know. I just like the idea of knowing like what kind of simple things to eat before a run. That's one thing I never thought of until I started like a marathon training.
Yeah.
I had never brought food or anything on any type of run. And not that I think you need a ton for like a half marathon, but obviously you're going to be going longer than an hour. And so being able to like not bonk is like huge.
It's huge. It's massive.
And that's another thing I liked is when I found out you don't have to have a freaking goo. You can get your carb in any way you want.
Yeah,
that was game changer for me.
Absolutely. And I felt the same way. Like, one, goos are hella expensive.
True.
They add up very fast. Like, if you're going to pack 5 goos, you're going to probably be paying like $12.
Yeah.
It's gross. But if you look at the ingredients of goos, which is basically just sugar, and if you look at the ingredients of Nerds clusters, basically sugar,
right.
Eat some of those instead. Save some money.
Yeah.
100 calories per 16 Nerd clusters, and I think around 27 grams of carbs.
So that's like prime.
It's perfect. That's like exactly the macros of a goo. So,
all right, go get your Nerd clusters.
Nerd clusters are great. Peach rings are great. I really enjoyed gummy worms on this last one.
I like applesauce, but that doesn't have as much as what you need.
Good.
Applesauce is nice when you're on a treadmill because you can just lay it in front of you and it's delicious.
Yeah, that's true. Rice Krispie treats. I had those on my Ultra. Those are good. Those are like 90 calories and I think around 20 grams of carbs. So not bad.
So you're looking for macros, not the expensive type running stuff.
I mean, if you want that stuff, you can have it. Like some people really like goos. Some people like gels. I really love the BPN Go gels. They're just expensive. And it's like, I don't want to be spending that much because I run so much.
Yeah.
And I'm not sponsored by anyone. So Nerds Clusters it is for a while.
And it's probably smart too because it's something that people enjoy more typically. And
I literally look forward to eating my candy on my runs.
That's awesome.
I'm a little kid.
Yeah,
I don't eat candy much.
Kid.
I'm like, yeah.
You are a little kid. Nerd clusters were hard for me to get down on this last race.
Yeah, so that's the other thing too is you got to experiment with them.
Yeah, it was too chewy. I was like, I'm like exhausted.
But I loved it. It's so good.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have a pre-run, post-run ritual?
No, I should. I need to do better at doing my little leg swings and such before runs. I have a tendency to start cold, and I know I can feel a difference when I'm lazy and start running cold than when I do like get my legs moving in advance. Like even if I'm doing like some lunges or something like that, just to get my legs awake, I noticed 9-day difference, and I'm still lazy about it, unfortunately. And as you noticed today, you're mad at me because my hips are tight, and you said, every night we're stretching from here on out.
I did. I said it's a requirement because it really is super important to stretch, especially if you're doing repetitive running like a lot.
Mm-hmm. Especially those hip flexors.
Yeah, your body is going to start to get very tight. And if you don't stretch that, you're going to risk injury, and you're also going to be more uncomfortable.
And the more you do that, the less you want to run, and then you go back to square one.
Yeah, you also just perform and feel better when you run after stretching. Like I do before and after. Before is a little lazy, but like I just want to get the blood flowing in there, so I do hamstrings, quads, my hips.
Swing them around,
do calf stretches, and then usually I'm pretty good. And then afterwards, I have a whole routine I go through that maybe I should post, but
that's a good idea.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Because I am so bad at post. I will stop and like, okay, go shower.
Yeah.
Done for the day,
All right, maybe I'll post it.
All right, send it to me.
It's just kind of cheesy. I feel embarrassed.
Why?
I don't want to be known as a yoga man.
There's nothing wrong with that. We're very proud of you.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's very important, and so I understand it's necessary. But
Yeah.
Either way, stretching is very important. So,
Okay. So we're going to post about this podcast tomorrow, and then we will post your stretching alongside of it. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
So look out for that post on gettingafterit.co.
There we go.
Cool.
What do you tell yourself when you don't want to run?
I think I always have to have a race coming up. I don't think I'm very good at just telling myself something. I think if I don't have a goal I'm working towards, I am not very disciplined with my day-to-day running. I feel like there probably are things better I could tell myself that would motivate me to get out the door and run. A lot of times I try and tell myself, like, oh, I'm just going to start with 3 miles or whatever. I try to start slower, and usually by then I'm feeling okay where I can, like, actually hit whatever miles I was supposed to hit that day. But if I quit, then I'm like, at least I got 3. So I always try to get myself to at least start.
10-minute rule. Excuse me.
10-minute rule, yeah. Get started for 10 minutes. I feel like I need even longer than that because I'll be like, sweet, 10, done. Like, I think I stop too often after the 10. I think I need, like, at least 20 because around mile 4 is when I start feeling good. So if I don't make it to mile 4, I'm probably going to stop before then. I know it's like a weird rule of mine, but if I can do 4, I can do any distance. If I can't do 4, then that day's only getting 2.
Hey, I like that.
And that's just, I don't know why I've noticed that's how I work. But I think for me, I just always have to have something I'm working towards.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a mileage for the month or if it's a mileage for the week or things like that, not necessarily like a race. But if I don't have goals that I'm like actively working towards, then there's a low chance I'm going to be able to get myself going.
I like that. Set goals for yourself.
Yeah.
And then hold yourself accountable to them. That's a great way to stay on track and to kind of bypass some of those excuses that come up. Because they do, and it's a normal thing. Like if you want to start running and you actually start and then you start feeling some of that resistance, just know it's part of the process and you just have to push past it. It's hard. Like I still to this day have those days where I'm like,
For sure.
like I was just telling you, like I wanted to quit today, but I always ask myself if I can handle it, and I always ask myself if I can take one more step. And if the answer is yes, then I just shut up and I keep going.
Yeah.
And that's taken me a while to learn that. Like I wasn't that way in the beginning, but it's just through experience and understanding your body, knowing your abilities, being able to persist when things become difficult.
When people show like slight interest in Team Tim or like running any race, I'm always like, sign up right now. Like you have to sign up like before you can talk yourself out of it. I just want to like shake people and be like, do it right now, or else you're not going to do it because then fear, you get closer, you think you have less time, and then you're not going to do it. And how much better if you just sign up right then, you know you're working towards it, and then it's like a little reminder in the back of your mind to get moving and to get going. And you're going to feel so much better knowing that you were able to go and accomplish that because anyone can do a half marathon or a marathon or whatever you're training for with the proper time and training and stuff like that. And so anytime people show interest, I'm like, and do it right now. Like my friend Bria, she's doing the marathon in December. She was like talking about how she was really scared. I'm like, you have to sign up right the second you think it because then it's going to get more expensive. And you're like, oh, no, it's too expensive. Then it's going to get, like I said, like coming up too close, like not enough time to train. And so if you get that bug, do it fast and let that be your motivator and just get it done because how much better are you going to feel about yourself knowing that you can accomplish the hard thing rather than chickened out and just trying to catch it next year or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's good advice. It really is.
That's how I got freaking signed up for the 50K.
If you get the itch, scratch it.
You guys were signing up, and I got FOMO. And that's literally why I freaking ran the 50K. I'm like, okay, shoot, you're signing up. Add me on that.
You don't have FOMO for the 50-miler?
I kind of do. That's why I asked you if you wanted me to pace you or run it also.
You can pace, yeah.
Well, I was thinking about running it.
Oh,
that was the FOMO. But then you're like, pace me. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll pace.
You can run it.
But I do
would very
have
much support
FOMO,
you.
I
You
think.
could do it.
I think I'll probably get to a 50-miler, unfortunately. I haven't told you that yet, but surprise.
That is a surprise.
That's the itch I guess I got to scratch now, huh?
Do it with me in April.
But I don't know about that one. That one has so much elevation. I almost died on this last one.
It's low compared to the ones out there.
But there's also ones that are flat.
We're going to talk about this later.
We're fighting.
We're fighting.
Just kidding.
No, I love that advice. It's great. And Something else that's interesting too that I hear a lot is like some people don't want to run because they think that they'll look stupid or they think that they're not a good runner or
it's embarrassing.
Yeah, like
I was an embarrassing girl. I was embarrassed.
What did you do to overcome that?
That's why I didn't run with you until literally literally last month, and we've been running for 3 years.
Well, how'd you overcome it?
I think just by doing it more often. I don't even know if I'm necessarily I have completely overcame it because I mean you see a video that you finishing across the finish line and I'm like that's so embarrassing, but I also know I just ran a whole race, so of course my form's going to be a little suckier and I'm going to look bad, and that's kind of embarrassing to me as is.
I just want to pause you really quickly because you said the video of me crossing the finish line was embarrassing because of my form. You crossed the finish line of a 30-mile race in the desert.
Okay, and I understand that.
I'm just saying that's a pretty badass.
That's just my mind being mean to me. I'm like, oh, I look horrid and my boobs, and it's just bad. But
cha-ching.
Okay, and
you brought it up, not me.
And it just like looked bad, but then I was proud of myself, so I got over it. But I think that just the more I ran, and I actually kind of like watch videos of form. There's lots of YouTube of like how your cadence should be and how you like using. Like the posterior view and stuff like that. So I think I tried to watch a lot of videos, and then at one point I was just like, you know what, this is what feels best, and so who really cares?
Yeah.
So I still have a hard
tips.
time with that, and I still think about it a lot, especially if I accidentally see a video. But then I also see people who are great runners who also look sucky. I'm like, oh, they're an incredible runner. I'm like, that form looks weird, but it works for them, so who really cares what I'm looking like?
Who cares?
So, like I said, I have a hard time with that. It is kind of an embarrassing thing. You're like, oh, dang, like my pace is 15 minutes and people are walking faster than I'm running, especially when I first started running. And I was like 15 pounds heavier and I just felt 15 pounds heavier and it just felt gross. And I think just the more I did it, the better I felt.
Yeah. What I would tell people who think that is this is your journey and your journey only.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really care what other people think. I know that feeling is going to be there. You're going to feel that from other people. But the best thing that you can do is ignore those feelings and just stay committed to the goal. Be consistent. Because at the end of the day, if you're able to stick to the promises that you've made for yourself with, hey, I'm going to run X amount of times this week, or I'm going to train for this race and I'm going to do it. And if you keep those promises, your confidence is going to go up a ton. And you're going to realize that, hey, that wasn't my end. That was just the beginning. And I feel like I can do more. So take that and at least have some confidence in the fact that you're on your own journey and who cares what other people think? Like when I started running, I was 140 pounds. I looked like a stick. I'm sure I looked ridiculous. But if I stopped because of what I thought other people thought of me, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be training for a 50-mile race. I wouldn't be being able to talk about this with you and hopefully inspiring other people to do the same. But those feelings are human, but they're just thoughts. And you don't have to listen to them. You can ignore them. You can find something that you're proud about, the fact that you're still running. Like, optics is the least important thing with running.
I like to add as well, like the post you just posted with the quotes from Babe Ruth, like the loudest boos come from like the cheapest seats.
Yeah.
And I think about that all the time. I've never heard a runner belittle a new runner.
Yeah.
Like never, ever. The only people who hate on runners is those who know that they are not doing it and are the ones who are like, you just know are secretly envying.
Yeah.
And they're like the ones that don't run. And they're always mad at runners who run because they're out there pushing themselves.
Yeah. There's this quote from Cam Hanes. Apologies, but this is what he says. He says, no one doing better than you is ever going to talk shit.
So true.
It's really like I've never ran into that. I was running with some dude during that race who was doing a 50-mile race, and I told him I was doing a 50K, and he was looking good, and he's like, yeah, man, you got this. Like, keep going. That
was one thing I did notice is like the 50K people and the 50 milers cross each other.
Yeah.
Every 50 miler person was like, good job, good job. Yeah. Like, I have never seen that much support from other runners ever.
Yeah, no.
Like on a marathon, everyone's kind of locked into their own thing. Usually you're going for speed. Everyone's hauling distance. Like it's a much slower race because it's farther.
Yeah,
I'll be
elevation.
like, I'm walking, and a 50 miler is like running by me. Great job, keep going.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, I'm doing the 50K, and I look like an idiot, and I'm walking, and you're blasting by me. But they're all so supportive because they know what it took to even get to that point.
They know how hard it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
But really think about that. Like, the loudest boos do come from the cheapest seats. There's also this quote from Rick and Morty, kind of along the same lines. Do you not know what that is?
I think I know what the little character looks like.
It's a really nerdy show.
Cartoon.
And you would hate it.
Sounds right.
But he says, your boos mean nothing to me. I see what makes you cheer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, last thing I'll ask you is, have you ever heard something from a coach, a runner, or just anyone that has kind of stayed with you, or a concept? It doesn't have to be a quote, but like anything from one of those people that has like stayed with you to this day.
That's a tough one. Because I feel like there's things that I try to embody, but a quote that has stuck with me. I feel like there's one at the tip of my head, and is that the phrase? Tip of my head?
Tip of my tongue.
What do I think? Do you have one to share before I share?
I do have one.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, so this is from Haruki Murakami.
Wow.
Yep. His Instagram page is called What I Talk About When I Talk About Running.
Okay.
Here's what he says, and I love this. You've heard me talk about something similar to this. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Say you're running and you think, man, this hurts. I can't take it anymore. The hurt part is an unavoidable reality, but whether or not you can stand anymore is up to the runner himself. So it's like that same thing that I love, that conversation with discomfort that you have. Discomfort asks, can you take another step? And only you can answer it. And during many of my runs, I've had pain. And I've had that conversation with discomfort and realized that it doesn't define who I am and I can keep going.
I like that.
So.
And it looks like I'm distracted, but I'm pulling up a quote as you're doing that.
Beautiful.
I was going through just now some quotes that I have written down because originally I was going to say, I'm pretty sure this is an Ohio State motto.
Let's go. Bring it up. Could be
wrong, but it's you versus you every day. And
why do you like it?
I think that I am one who constantly can compare my runs to other people. I feel like I do pretty good with not comparing like my life to other people's, like on social media. I don't feel like I'm sad when I see other people's success. Like I'm very happy for other people. Until it comes to running. I'm very competitive with running. I don't know what it is. And it affects me very negatively. Once I see a race is over, I'm like quick on their website looking at everybody's time. Because I got to know like where I would fall. I'm like, would I be in the top like 50%? I don't know what it is. But maybe because I'm a little insecure about my running, do I feel like I compare more? I'm not sure. And so that quote of you versus you, like every day, has helped me to be able to take my eyes off everybody else and just focus on what I'm doing, put my head down and grind. And I think I thought about that a lot during our 50K because I'd be like running, walking, climbing, whatever. And I kept trying to tell myself, like, this race is not about the pace. This is just me doing my best. Yeah. This is like just giving it everything I have, whatever that looks like. And I know sometimes I'll have like a speed race where I am going for like competing, like where I want to like be competitive in this race. But a lot of the times it's like me showing up every day for myself. It's me against like my tiredness. It's me against my laziness. It's me just being able to prove to myself that I can show up for me every day. And it takes away the distractions. It takes away the embarrassment. It takes away all those negative side effects that come with one, trying a new thing, and two, always being a student.
I like that a lot.
So it's helped me a lot.
That's a great quote. And that's
what I was trying to check to see if it was Ohio State. I think it is. If it's not, sorry, sue me.
Don't sue her. Oh, okay. She's my wife.
We share monies.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. I love that though, because that's really what running is for me. Is like, if I can do something difficult like running, if I can prove that I can do that, what can I not do?
It's the 1% better every day.
Like, it's why I feel confident about things like getting after it. It's like, because I'm doing my best and I have faith that something good will come from that through that consistency.
Yep.
And running is the same way. It's like you should be battling yourself every single day. Mm-hmm. It's a great quote.
Thank you.
OH.
IO.
And I wrote down 5 things that I've learned that are helpful for any beginner runner or anyone starting their own journey today.
Okay.
If you have any that you'd like to add, feel free. First one is start small. You need to run for time and not necessarily distance. So commit to running for 30 minutes or an hour, whatever it is. Don't focus on the distance. That's not what's important in the beginning. The beginning is all about forming the habit.
Can I add to that? When I first started running, before I had more of like a structured training, I would run Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and my Tuesday would be for an hour. However much I can get in an hour. Sometimes I try to go really fast and see how many miles I can get in an hour. Sometimes I'm like, I feel off, and I'm just going to run for an hour, even if it's 3 miles.
Yeah.
So Tuesday was always like an hour, or maybe it was 2 hours, or whatever I had set for that day. And then Thursday would be my distance. So either it's like, or I guess this was distance/intervals. So that would be like specifically like I'm either trying to hit 7 miles or I have 4-mile intervals or whatever it is. And then Saturday's long run. But that always helped me because some days, and if I was really struggling on a Tuesday or Thursday, I could swap them. Or I'm like, I have nothing in me. I want to do like my time slot on Thursday instead.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
No, nothing.
I don't know if that's good advice or not.
It is.
But
It's great advice. Yeah.
One thing that we haven't talked about is how redundant running is and how like it can be boring. That has helped me. So if you have a hard time being like, I just hate doing the same thing every day. For me, I was like, okay, this one I'm going for speed because I'm going to see how many miles I can get in 30 minutes. And then this one I'm doing intervals. So I get to run to one stoplight and then walk to the next and run to the one. So then it's kind of interactive.
Yeah,
and more
changes it up a little bit.
That was helpful for me.
I like that.
That's huge, actually. I can't stamp that one. That one's huge for me.
Yeah.
You got to change up your running. There's a lot of different ways you can do running style or different running training plans, and that's huge for me.
You can add things like fartleks, which are basically just like speed workouts, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do. But yeah, if it gets boring, don't feel like you can't switch it up.
That was my problem.
Yeah, it's tough.
Sorry, onward.
You're good. The second one is keep the pace easy. Make sure it's conversational, especially in the beginning. You're not trying to sprint. You're trying to, like I said, build the habit.
Yeah.
Invest in good shoes. So I'm glad you said that.
Nailed it.
Changes a lot, saves your knees. Fuel and recover. And like I learned, you're not weak for needing calories. You're smart. So keep that in mind. And the most important one, I think in the beginning, is tracking your progress. You can use Strava. You can use a notebook. But make it visible. Be able to look at the data and see where you were 2 weeks ago to where you're at today. Look for any sign of improvements. And if you see any, be proud of it. Like, be excited. Celebrate that. That's all I got. You got any more?
I like that. No, I like the pace one because that's like a prime time when you feel embarrassed is because you're trying to go slow enough where you can talk.
Yeah.
You're going to feel embarrassed. You're going to feel slow. You're going to feel maybe fat and ugly like I did. And that's okay. Normal feelings. We all go there. But keep that pace. That's when running is more enjoyable because you don't feel like you're dying. So I would add that. And then you said, what was the last one again?
Track your progress.
Track your progress. Yeah, that's huge. I have a folder in my phone of just screenshots of my watch or of my app, and it's called Running Progress. It's an album on my phone. And I love it because I'll go back to 2019, and I was like, I remember being so proud of this 1 6-mile run that took me an hour and a half. And now it's like, that I've obviously much faster than that now. And so being able to see that is definitely very motivating. But also keep in mind, if you're running a lot, you see progress really fast right in the beginning, you're going to hit a plateau and it's going to suck. And then you're not going to run for a week or something happens, you're on vacation and you can't run. It's going to feel like you go back to square one, but that's only a couple of your runs. And then it'll come back faster every time you get back into it. That's what I was scared of because I ran the 50K and the week before the 50K, on Tuesday, the furthest I can go is 2 miles, and I felt like crap.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy frick, I have 28 more in 5 days. And I was so scared. But sometimes you just hit those lows, sometimes you hit those plateaus. Super normal. Just stay consistent with it and it'll come back up really fast.
I would say my progress has been very close to the S&P 500. My progress has been close to the stock market.
Okay, that's what I thought that was, but why'd you say it's so weird?
It's just I don't know, fun. But basically, like, it goes up sometimes, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. But overall, it's growing.
Right.
And that's kind of how I look at running progression is, there are times when you go into a pit. There's other times when you feel like you're on cloud 9.
True.
And
they can be back to back.
Yeah, the important thing is you just keep going. You keep showing up for yourself. You keep showing up to get better, and eventually it happens.
True. I like that. I'm sure we missed stuff, so if there's questions you have, ask Brett.
If there's questions, please reach out. But that's really it. I mean, that would be my advice for anyone starting to run. Enjoy the process, because it really is a process. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes consistency. But at the end of the day, like, I can confidently say it's made me a better person. I'm sure you can say the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can do the same for you. It's not going to change and fix all your problems, but it's going to make you better, at least enduring them. So,
I like that.
Anything else you got?
Getting After It just dropped their shirts, merch.
That's right. If you go to keepgettingafterit.com, there's a shop section, and we have all of our merch there now. So it's pretty exciting.
And if you go to Journal, you can see some newsletters.
My blog posts,
which are really cool too. I like that section.
So, yeah, that's fun. But
just go check it out. Play around.
Yeah, keep getting after it too. It's always a good message. But
I like it.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Really appreciate your time, and thank you for coming on.
Always
appreciate you. If it meant anything to you, please send it to someone if it helped you, and leave a like on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Like, comment, subscribe,
all that fun stuff.
Retweet, repost,
all that good stuff.
Share.
It all helps. So we appreciate it. But as always, my friends, keep getting after it.